So let's start the beginning of the EP is Red.
Red, yeah. Red, that one was fun. I remember coming up with the chord progression, and then I remember you playing the piano. From there, it just kept snowballing.
Yeah, I think that's the one we kept forgetting that it existed.
Oh yeah, we neglected that shit.
Yeah, and it was one of those things that we wrote pretty quick, and then like kind of put it on the back burner, and then as we added to it, it just felt like a very natural thing, and it quickly became a full-fledged song. And I remember looking at it and being like, why did we forget about this? Like, this is a good song.
No, yeah. Once we had the drums and everything, and we had the first mix, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
A great first song.
We keep playing that, and it'd be like, I break and bend, I'm burning red. I break and makes me feel like I break and bend, I'm burning red. Makes me feel like, what do I do when all I
Shakespeare is the second one. That one was super fun. We were like so fixated on trying to use like some kind of name that was involved with like love and like cliche kind of way. And yeah, like I remember we literally went on like Safari and tried to search up.
Yeah, we were like love poets, and then Shakespeare came up, and we're like, oh, no shit.
Yeah, that was an easy one. And at first it was supposed to be called Love Song, but then we were so fixated on the idea that we decided, I was really fixated on wanting to be called Shakespeare, so we went with that.
And that's going to be the single off the project.
And then that was very experimental compared to the other one. The other ones, most of them are pretty folky, very acousticy, live sounding, but Shakespeare, that was pretty experimental. I remember one time, it was like 2 a.m. I was so tired, so damn tired. And then she literally like came up to me and she was like, okay, coffee or tea? She was like, I'm not asking you if you want it, I'm just asking you which one do you want. And I was like, oh fuck. I was like, well, I guess I'll have coffee, I guess. And then drank some coffee. And then there's this part in the song where I do harmonies, like a whole bunch of stacks of harmonies in
like
between transitions.
Post-chorus vibe.
Yeah, it's like a post-chorus. And that happened directly after I drank the coffee. That was Shakespeare. That was a really fun one. Then the next one is both of our favorites. Or at first it wasn't my favorite, but it quickly became my favorite. It's called Riley. That one is like a very ambiguous name. It could be used to represent anybody in a relationship or whatever that someone is to you. Like it could be represented, perfectly. And I feel like it's a very story-based song. She actually brought the idea up to me. And
that's the first idea. I had like a chord progression and an idea, Dear Patience, and just singing to an emotion. And then I sent that over, and I said, what do you think of this idea? He's like, oh yeah, I like that. But I was in a tuning that I didn't know how to play, really, so I was just kind of messing around on a couple ideas, and then I sent it his way, because he's the guitar player. I just kind of mess around.
Like that's what she really feels. He and she really feel.
Yeah.
Oh, give me back my heart. Da 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 da. Give me back my heart. Da 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 da. Give me back my heart.
Why we both do the harmony?
Yeah, that's sick. Bet.
Yeah, that's the song.
Yeah, bet. That's a rap. And then the next three, it gets pretty interesting. Like, so we go from like this folky kind of acoustic-y vibe, and then we go to this next song, and we called it Question Mark. And this is my song off the EP. I've always been trying to mess around with the production and do something crazy and experimental, and a little bit more on the alternative rock side. So I was like, okay, I kind of want to start, jamming out and doing some things with the electric guitar.
It was fun, also like messing around with vocal chains and different like vocal effects.
Yeah, that was fun. the next song, the fifth song off the project, is called Hollow, and the end of my song is the start, is the beginning of her song.
And the lyrics are like, the lyrics to his songs talking about wanting to be there for a person, and then my song transitioned into being the person, or that type of person in a relationship who just kind of like shuts off and wants to care for somebody, but like isn't in that mental space, in that mental capacity. So you get like the duality of someone who's just like, it gets very hectic at the end of yours. It's almost like you're pleading like to be able to help a person, and then you get to Hollow, and it's pretty clear, a mellow, sad song just about like not feeling like you're enough for somebody.
The last song on the EP, that one's called Bad Man. That one, yeah, that was so sad, bro. Like super sad. And we also, our moms are in it, which is pretty interesting. You know, they got a nice cameo. And we literally called our moms. We were like, yo, can you send us like a voicemail? Like we're gonna let it ring, and then just send a voicemail, just asking about how we are, and you know, checking up on us.
Give me a call when you get here. Love you. Bye.
I heard the bad man's in town.
It came out perfectly, and I remember you starting with the piano, and then I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was just a very slow, sad progression.
Yeah,
and it's about personifying depression, sort of. So depression would be the bad man. A lot of times, it's easy to feel like something's wrong with you, or like to feel like it's something within you. But depression is its own thing, and it's something that's slowly eating it. It's like the bad man that's taking things away from you. So.
Yeah, and we wrote it in the perspective of like mom and son, right?
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
So like the first verse is her verse, and she's, you know, portraying like what a mom's perspective would be, checking up on the kid and stuff, and you know, saying that the bad man's around, be careful, you know, please be careful. And then it transitions into the voicemail of her mom, and then the second verse is mine, and it's me, you know, portraying the son, or and then I'm going like, oh, like the bad man got me, like I'm sorry mom, like I tried, you know, I really tried, but it got me. And then the bridge, it kind of intensifies, and it's just explaining like how deep and how impactful depression really is. So it's more of like an awareness kind of song, so we can, you know, make everybody more aware of like how serious depression really is, and you know, it's not as easy as people say it is to get out of it. So for Seymour, we just decided like, oh, let's drive around and look at street names. You know, it'd be pretty cool to name the project after a street name. And then we had like it was like Briar.
It was like Briar
Hill, I think.
Briar Hill,
Pine Lane, and Seymour Lane. And then I think I wanted Briar Hill or some shit like that. And then I remember we put it up to a vote with her family. Like I wanted Briar Hill, she wanted Seymour, and I was like, okay, let's get back to the crib and let's see what they say. And she asked her sisters. They were like, oh, Seymour. And then her mom was like, oh, Seymour. And I think her dad was even like, Seymour.
Probably.
You know, I can't do his accent. I can't do your accent. But it was definitely an eye-opening experience, and something, you know, that's gonna be with me for the rest of my life in terms of my music career and everything. So it was definitely a very fun project, and I'm so happy. And you know, who knows, we might make a part 2. You know, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and
thank you for watching this video.
Thanks for watching.
Partly I'm saying I'm sorry. Riley.